Athens, ladies and gentlemen, we just showed a video from the university located in Athens and other campus in Greece. I think the campus is very beautiful and the surrounding it's amazing. What I noted here is there are a lot of foreigner students. So that's mean that Greece is open to welcome foreigners. They are very, they receive students from everywhere in the world. So this is the great part. The only problem is the timing. The timing is visa application is about 4 to 5 months. So Sandra, tell me a little bit about the university. What stand EPLO and what kind of program are you offering just before we start with the presentation?
Okay, what I wanted to highlight here is that EPLO is not like your normal university with, let's say, 10 or 15 disciplines. EPLO, and especially the European Law and Governance School, that is the name of the university, refers to actually 2 disciplines. It's law in a sense of a supranational approach, global and European, global and international law, and on the other side, political science and public administration. So these 2 main disciplines are offered by this university, the ELGS, as we call it. The ELGS is actually part of an international organization. This is also a very unique thing. We are not talking about just a university. We are talking about an international organization functioning a school, functioning a university. So this is for students that want to go into international institutions, either in their own country or in foreign countries, and they want to get into either policy making, into law, into international relations, into political science. These are the students we are looking for.
I have a question. Since how many years existing the school in Athens? Since how many years?
Since 2016.
Okay, so you have about 8 years of experience now. Yeah. And this is, how many campuses you have in Greece?
We have 2 campuses, one in the center of Athens, in the old center of Athens, and one by the sea, 1 hour approximately by bus from Athens, which is like a big campus, like a normal campus, as you would imagine.
And where usually the international students stay? More in Athens or more near the sea or on the second?
Usually, up to now, we host the undergraduate studies and the foundation course by the sea. Okay. So it's outside of Athens, and we host postgraduate studies because we also have some professionals in the center of Athens.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen,
the students, sorry to interrupt.
Please.
There is a guest house in the campus of Legrena, so students can stay there, and that's why international students prefer more to stay in Legrena, in the by the sea campus.
Yeah, this was my next question. You just anticipate me, and this is very important. So students will not bother themselves to find an accommodation because they have the support of the university. In this case, they have a guest house where students will have the option to stay. Logically, everyone is free. They can find their own students, apartment, etc. So we're talking about the foundation now here. Why the foundation? Because many students, in order to enter for a bachelor program, they need a foundation. And the foundation starts in February 2025. And the application deadline should be as soon as possible. It's not a time limit, but we need to apply very early in order to start with the visa process. This is all about. So if you have any application coming in July, in August, September, you're more than welcome to send this, so the university will have the time to interview the candidate and to understand if the candidate is eligible for the foundation. Logically, if some students do not need to do the foundation and want to do the master and are eligible to go for the master, in October 2025, then it's fine. There is absolutely not a problem. But today we try to focus more on the foundation situation. So people, which cost 4,000 euro, if I'm correct, Sandra, the foundation is 4,000 euro, and you will receive as well a commission. The commission is
20%.
20%. So the commission is 20%, and the foundation costs 4,000 euro. To get the visa, it takes about 4 to 5 months, maybe even 6 months. This is, again, for the new that join us today, this is the reason why we have this workshop very early now on the end of June. Sandra, I think you can start now with the presentation of the university. You can share your screen and you can start. We warm up a little bit, everyone. Fantastic.
Perfect. So I'll try to be quick in the genetics. Okay, this is, as I said, a very unique school. It has been conceived by Giuliano Amato, who is the former Prime Minister of Italy, and a group of academics back in Rome in 2008, because they thought that there was a gap in the international institutions, and they didn't have people and professionals that thought in a supranational way. So it was announced in the European Parliament in 2013, and then the school was announced at the Quirinale, which is the presidential mansion of Italy, and it was endorsed by Sergio Mattarella, who is the President of the Republic of Italy. The uniqueness is that the school has headquarters in Rome, in Italy, and campuses in Athens and Portugal. Okay, and titles of study have been acknowledged by also the Italian Republic, and they are equivalent to the studies offered by the Italian universities and also by Greek universities. So it is actually acknowledged in Europe. It is operated by an international organization, as I said, and the name of the organization is EPLO, European Public Law Organization. The vision of the ELGS is to create professionals, like to cultivate the exceptional understanding of Europe, so that all students can understand how to work better with Europe and to serve their nations better by promoting their national interests within the scope of EU. We have an international governance. Giuliano Amato is presiding the board of trustees. There is a very well-known professor, Bertrand Mathieu, who has also been in the Council of State, and he is presiding the Council of Representatives. And we have the faculty board as well, which is presided by the dean, who is actually a Spanish professor and judge, Professor Luis Diez Picasso. And he's supported by the vice dean and the provost for undergraduate and postgraduate studies. And we also have the director for education with us, who is Panorea Spiliopoulou, and she's also here. There is a resident faculty based here, who supports the students throughout their studies, but we also have a very wide international network of professors that you can see on our website that come from the very best universities of the world. So this, along with our institutional network, are the strong points of the school. And you can see that we have within our network from Austria to Mexico. So we have like a widespread network. Why ELGS? Because it's part of an international organization, because of the faculty, because what is unique about the EPLO is that we have like the crème de la crème, the very high end of professors, because these professors are supporting the organization. So that is the difference. So they are supporting like a scientific council, the organization, and they are also supporting its school. It has a campus in beautiful Athens, but also in Cascais. And we are also offering one degree there. I will talk about that. And it is a focus on European and international studies, but only in these two disciplines. The programs. Let's see the programs now. Panora, would you like to interfere here?
Yes, sure. So we have all the levels of education in a university, meaning bachelor, master's, and PhD research programs. So at the bachelor level, we have 3 programs. The first one is the LLB in European law, the BA in European governance and international governance. So we focus on how Europe and international organization work. And then we have also a combination of the 2 degrees, the BA in European law and governance. So students can choose topics and courses from the other 2 degrees. At the master level, we have the LLM in European law, the MA in governance. So after you finish the bachelor, you go to the same kind of masters. And then we have also a new one that has been running for 3 years now, the LLM International Economic Law, which is a degree that deals with the WTO, World Trade Organization, and investment and arbitration. And a new, very, very new one that will be launched next year from 2024, so October 2024, is the Masters in Global Rule of Law and Democracy, which will run not in Athens, but in our campus in Cascais, in Portugal. And this is a quite new Masters, as I said, and under the auspices of a global commission that the EPLO has created under UN, United Nations. And then we have research, which is we have the Master of Studies, which is a 1-year research program where while the students can write a thesis, and if they do well, they can go directly to the 2nd year of the PhD. If they don't want to follow this Master of Studies, they can go directly to PhD, and which lasts 3 years. So this is a very quick view of our programs.
Okay, now we have, let's say, what we can offer. We have 1 semester for the foundation course. We have foundation for bachelors, but also for masters, and they focus mainly in English and an introduction to law. The procedure, of course, there is an interview to see how the English works, because we cannot teach them English in 6 months, in 4 months actually. We teach them English, we teach them the basics, we teach them terminology, but not the full English language, okay? So we need to acknowledge how English is. We also give the letter of acceptance to help authorities with their work in the admission process, and we give whatever paperwork is needed for the embassy. There are guest house facilities offered at an extra price, a very competitive price compared to the market, and there is a minibus from the Athens city center to the campus of Legrenas, which is 1 hour from Athens. Every day they come and go, so you can have students staying in Athens and going and commuting.
I have a question, Sandra, before you go to the next slide. So I want to be clarifying to explain to all the agents. The foundation program that starts in February 2025 is a foundation for pre-bachelor and pre-master. Is this correct?
It's correct.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, and you all work with application into UK, Australia, Canada, European University, you know that many students are not eligible to enter directly into a master. So for many reasons, one of the reasons can be the English language, another reason can be the academic level, etc. So for this reason, there is the possibility for you students to do the foundation, the pre-master, for the master, that so the pre-master will start in February. They will do 4.5 months, and then after in October 2025 they will start with the master program. Just to clarify this point, so how it will happen here: after you do the application of your students and you pay the registration fee, which Sandra, the registration fee is
50 euros.
50 euros. So after you do the registration and you pay the registration fee, then in this case, it will be organized an interview with the candidate, and understand if he's eligible to start the foundation or for the bachelor or for the master. So it's very important that you will prepare your students, but we will come back to you this in a second stage. Prepare your students, that means that your students logically, when they attend the interview, they should know in and out about the university, the program they choose. They should speak fluent English. If they want to go for a master, logically, if they go for a bachelor, I understand if maybe the English is not the best, but they should understand and they should speak English. This is very, very important. Sandra, is this correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So the university is open to welcome many students. There is absolutely not a problem. But on your side, you need to prepare the students. The students need to prepare an SOP. They need to prepare themselves for the interview. But we have a list of questions that we prepare, and we will share it with all of you so that you can share this with your students, and your students can prepare themselves for the interview. This is very, very important. Unfortunately, last year we had a good number of applications, but many students came which was not well prepared from the agent. So your role here today is to understand this great opportunity, and logically you need to understand as well that it's very important that you prepare the students for the interview. This is fundamental. I mean, I understand a preparation for a bachelor program, which can be, let's say, not so well, but for a master, a student should really be on the information of the university. You can move forward, Sandra.
Yes. Okay. With regards, we talked about the foundation. I'm just recapping now. So the fees are 4,000. The starting date is February 17, and the deadline for applications is actually January, but you should be well prepared to send it earlier because the authorities are taking long to book an interview. So
this is the deadline for the Europeans more because they are ready to come. But for the others, it's much earlier.
First of December, I would say by 1st of December, this should have been completed.
Even for the visa, on my
Even
view,
earlier.
much earlier, Sandra, because we know that now it took 4 months, let's say, 4 to 5 months to get the visa. So I really invite everyone to book students as soon as possible, so that the academic staff can prepare themselves and interview them as soon as possible, so they can start with the visa process. This is all about. I have one question that came inside from one of the agents. You know how it works here at WEBA. They put down some questions. The question is regarding the English certificate for the foundation. And you accept all the English examination, correct?
Yes, I will go into that very explicitly. So, okay, I think this is not very interesting now. The courses of the foundation, you can ask Panorea afterwards, whatever you want. Okay, what the minimum IELTS score for the foundation is 4. That is what is one thing that might interest you. The entry requirements are actually similar to the ones that we are using for the main courses, only the IELTS score is different. And we have to complete an online application form in English. You need to have a scanned passport or ID, a high school or university degree, depending on the level, high school or university transcript, the minimum IELTS score, personal statement of 400 words explaining why you want to follow the course, and a registration fee, which is non-refundable, of 50 euros. One important thing that we have to say is that the money can be deposited to the university after the visa, but it has to be before the starting of the courses. So full tuition fee has to be prepaid before the starting of the courses, but after the visa. So just to book your seat, to book your student seat, has to be with a 50 euro registration, which is non-refundable.
Thank you very much for this important information. I want to point out one very important step. Now, when you do the application directly to the university below, as you can see, directly. So you need, and if you do an application today, the 26th of June, you need to pay the registration fee today, later tomorrow, but not do the registration today and pay in 3 weeks' time, because then is a big problem for the administration of the university. So, you know, it's very easy to pay 50 euro. How is the payment of the 50 euro be done? Do you have...
The payment of the 50 euro is via online. It can be done also by credit card, but there is an online portal of the EPLO for which we share the link here at the presentation. They can go directly and pay the registration fee via credit card as well, and via online deposit.
Okay, we have a question here which I really don't understand. Student can apply on MOE basis. What do you mean on MOE basis? Sudesh Kumar, student can apply on MOE basis. What do you mean with MOE basis? I mean, every student has to fill out an application form. They have to have a minimum IELTS score of 4.0 or equivalent. Equivalent can be other examination, can be TOEFL, there can be Cambridge, the medium of instruction. Okay, a medium of instruction is usually regulated in India, in Pakistan, in the UK, etc. But for Greece, this is not very common. So how to explain to a Greek embassy what is MOE? Very complicated. So well, let's make it very, very simple. We have to understand that if students want to go to Greek, they need to show one English certificate. Now, today, they can do so many certificates. They can do Pearson. There are so many certificates available, recognized, and it's very simple. I mean, quite every student today has an English certificate if they want to travel abroad. So there are skills for English as well now. There are many centers in India, in Pakistan, in Nepal, in Bangladesh, in Afghanistan, in Nigeria, and all around the world. Skill for English is a very important examination, and is recognized from the UKVI in the UK as well. TOEFL, we all know about TOEFL. IELTS, we all know. We're talking about 4.0 on IELTS. We don't talk about 5.5 or 6.0. So I think it can be quite easy. And then can student apply with her spouse? If her spouse want to study, it's fine. If both study, there is absolutely not a problem. We're talking about a university here. We don't talk about issue related to the visa. So if someone want to apply with their spouse, if the spouse is doing the foundation as well, why not? It can be a good choice. Logically, the university looking to work with students, so they are accepting student application. And then after 1 or 2 years, if the students want to bring her spouse to the Greek, they can apply for a visa. But this has nothing to do with the university. Just to make this
Richard,
very clear.
can I interrupt you for
Yes,
something?
yes,
Just one clarification. We are not a Greek university. We are an international university.
Yes.
We are just based either in Greece or in Portugal. Okay. We are recognized by Europe, and we are recognized also in Italy. And we will have also eventually some courses in Italy. But the thing is that we are not Greek, first of all. And second, because we are an international organization, we have to have students that are interested in the field. We We will not accept students just wanting to come to Greece to work or whatever. We are accepting students that want to do this kind of studies, and this is actually what we ask in the interview, that we accept students that want to do this kind of studies and they want to work in the country, also in other parts of the world, for, in general, the legal profession or political science or in public policy.
Perfect. Yeah, this is a very important information, but still, as well, if you are an international university, you need to go under the rule of the Greek embassy. I mean, this is nothing changed. In the end, every student need to follow the visa process at the Greek embassy. And for this reason, I mean, we're talking about if a student can bring their spouse. This has nothing to do with the university. If a student want to apply with the spouse, it's up to them. That is absolutely not a problem. Then will be the Greek embassy who will decide to give the visa or not. Logically, on my side, basis the experience that we have, I will suggest or both start to study or one start to study, and after 1 year asking the Greek embassy if they can get the visa for the spouse, but not join together for a visa application. So this is, then we have to go here some other question. How is the visa grant ratio for foundation program for Nepal? We never got Nepal students so far, so we get Nepal agents who came now to visit the university campus 2 weeks ago, and they got a visa. So if everything is done in a correct way, if it's a genuine student, if the students follow all the criteria and accepted by the university, and then follow all the scheme to prepare for the visa, then we can apply for the visa. And usually there are Nepalese students studying in Greece, absolutely not in this university, but there are Nepalese students studying in Greece. So we don't know what is the visa ratio now for foundation program for Nepalese. I think this can be a good option for Nepalese to consider Greece as a study destination. And as I know, Nepalese students are very good, especially in for the foundation and the bachelor. I really suggest to consider this university. I mean, the tuition fee is very interesting for the foundation program. The registration fee is not expensive, it's only 50 euros. So I think that the great part is that the students will need to pay the complete tuition fee after he get the visa. So on my view, is interesting to consider these options. We have other questions here who come inside. Does the student get any post-study work visa? Post-study work visa, usually it works like this. The student is doing the master, and then after he can remain in Greece for approximately 6 months to 1 year. What is very important is, and what I suggest to every student who come to Europe, is that during the master program, they are looking for a job, and some of them will be hired, then they can change the visa from a student visa to a job visa. This is just for your information. So I know that in the UK, this 2-year post-study work visa, I know this is very, very clear, even 3 years in some, it will start now for the master, but in Europe, as well in Greece, is usually 6 months to 1 year. Mrs. Panaraya, you want to add something here?
The students, after they get their visa and they come into Greece, they have to apply for the residence permit. This is a Greek administration requirement, which allows them to stay even after the expiration of their visa for 6 up to 1 year, as you said. And with this residence permit, they can benefit from the allowance, etc., that the Greek state gives to all the citizens.
Perfect, perfect. So was correct what I was saying. We receive other requests. What is the percentage? This is a very important point, Sandra. Here you have to help me. I know you answered already because you mentioned this the last time, that you don't really look into the marks. And maybe you can explain this part a little bit more, because one agency explained that what is the marks for high school from Pakistan? Maybe can you explain this part, Sandra? What you're looking into the marks?
Okay, with regards to marks, I know that Panorea is more capable of me. I will give you a generic question. What we are looking about is like for good students, actually. Okay, that is we say top honors in our website, but in general, top honors is the big pile, okay? But what we are looking for and what Panorea and her team are accepting are students with high marks. Okay, so we do not know exactly the Pakistan, because there is an academic committee that is involved with that. I mean, for each country and so on. But we expect students to be in the upper high part of high school marks. Okay, Panorea, would you like to add something?
Yes. Okay. So they should be A or B, but if this is a system, because I think that the Pakistan system is A, B, C, D. I mean, excellent, very good and fair. I mean, we accept until very good, but we make exceptions if we see a student that has done also other things, has a portfolio of other activities, of traineeships, of internships, of good knowledge of more languages, of a good personal statement, and they come to the interview and they seem that very motivated and very interested in studying, of course, we will not stick to the grade. It depends on the whole profile of the student.
Thank you very much. In the meantime, we are reaching 34 agents, so thank you very much to join. I pre-nosticated 38 agents with Sandra on Monday, so it's good that 34 apply and are sharing with us today. Now, I want to point out something else. Maybe someone get a little bit confused because I receive a message now which say facing refunds problem. There are no refunds problem because there are no payment in advance. So the only payment to do is the 50 euro for the registration. This is it. This 50 euro is not refundable. So there are no other payment to make. When the students get the visa, then he need to pay the tuition fee. And he need to pay this before arrival in Greece, logically. Okay, just to make this very, very clear. So the point is there is no issue. So we have as well a request from Bangladesh, and I deal a lot with Bangladesh agents. And one of the reasons Mr. Ataul Islam Turca is we start today in June because we have this 6 months time to proceed with the visa, 6 months time. So there is no rush. You can apply the students. You have to prepare the students in advance to do the interview. It's fundamental you prepare the students because unfortunately, I saw so many universities, they get application from Bangladesh, but students are not prepared. They don't even have any idea about the university, the location, the program, etc., etc., etc. So what is important here is to prepare the students for the interview. So if the student is well prepared and the university can confirm this, and the university logically, they send a confirmation letter to the Greek embassy as well, and explain that they had an interview, that they passed the interview, that the credibility interview was good, and is a genuine student. So you have all the support from the university. Then we are in time today. We can have, let's say, 90% sure that your students will get the visa, but we need to work in a very professional way. And the students need really to be very, very serious. This is fundamental. If the students just want to escape from one country and go to Greece, then there's no need to apply. And it's important because the course that the university have, maybe Sandra, go one time back on the course site that you're offering, because Okay. So this is the foundation program. So I repeat that the foundation is for bachelor and foundation for master. So there are two foundation, okay? So some students who are not eligible to enter directly in bachelor, they need to do a foundation. Students who are not eligible to enter directly in master, they need to do a foundation. Okay, this is very, very important. But after the foundation, there is a starting of a bachelor or and a master. Can you please show the course that you're offering for bachelor and master, Sandra?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You mean for the main courses?
Yes.
You mean this, the programs?
Yes, exactly. So, okay. Now, your students then should know, if they do a foundation for a bachelor, that after the foundation, they will do a BA in European governance or a BA in European law and government study. I make an example now. If they're not aware about this, and this is already a problem, so they should know what they want, what they will study after this, and they should explain why they want to do this. This is fundamental. During an interview, students must explain. If I'm an examiner and I ask a student, tell me why that you want to come to Greece and why you want to study BA in European governance. I want a clear answer from the students and not reading the book, you know, because sometimes in an interview, they write down everything in the book and they read it. No.
Richard, can I interfere also?
Yes, logical.
Okay. First of all, we explained that there are like the two disciplines that they have to focus upon. So these people will be asked what sort of career they want, where they will be focusing their professional paths, what will they do, why do they like it, these kind of questions. So apart from that, there was a question referring to refunds. There are some embassies, such as the Indian embassy, I think, that they ask that one part of the studies is pre-deposited to the university. If this is the case, and if the Greek embassy there asks for such a condition, then we do refund, but within the normal refund path of 3 months approximately. Within 1 to 3 months, we refund the student, because it takes long from one bank to refund to the other, not because of us. So that is only the case. Apart from that, when the embassy does not ask for a deposit at the university, then we do not ask for putting any part of deposit in the university, any money before they get the visa.
Yeah, this is as well a situation that we all need to face. I mean, the university have their own rules, and for them it's fine. But if an embassy decide out of the blue, say, no, you students, I want to see that you have enough money. I want, that's it. This is my decision as a government, and show me that you already pay a deposit at the university. Then it's up to the student to say, oh, what should I do now? So the question is, you want to go and study, or you just want to see if you get a visa? I mean, this is the point, you know, and we want to work with agents, and all you are very professional, but you have to make sure that your students are very genuine as well. Because if they're facing a situation, now she mentioned in India, but we was faced this as well in Kenya. We had last year 2 students who the government decided from one country in Europe that they need to pay 50% deposit. So the student decided, okay, what should I do? They wrote an email to us and they said, but if the embassy is telling you to pay 50%, why you're writing to us? I mean, you have to pay if you want to go to Europe. If you don't pay, you don't go. Very simple. And then logically, then after they had the visa application process, which take another 2-3 months. And then after was the decision, okay, one student was accepted and the university was very happy. The other student was not accepted for many other reasons. There's nothing to do with the university or with WEBA or with you, but every country is making a due diligence of the students today. So they are checking the financial possibility to have enough money when they go abroad, etc., etc. So the other students who receive a rejection, he asked for a refund to the university, and the university has this 1 to 3 months administration process. This is the same, or is in Europe, or is in the UK. The system is always the same, 1 to 3 months. You have to figure out if, in case, one embassy is asking to pay a deposit to the university. If they don't ask, as Sandra mentioned, even better, let's continue with the visa application process. But just that you are aware that this situation, it can happen. Especially today, we all know the situation over here in Europe. We all know the problem with the immigration. We all know the problem of the war. We all know the situation. So what happened last year is not the same like this year. So every government is making sure that when they have a student who is genuine, that the student is really serious and genuine, just to point out this part. Sandra, sorry if I go always very on top on this, but it's very important to explain and re-explain this a couple of times.
I think it's helpful, Richard.
Yes, we had some more questions before to continue. Okay, for example, we received a request. You have any medical student opportunity? No, the program here is BA in European governance, is BA in European law and government study. As you can see in front of you and in front of me, there is the program. As you can see, there is no medical here. If there was a medical, then it was mentioned here, but there is no medical available. So, and there is no business, there is no dentist, there is no other. The one who are offering are the one indicated here in this picture, which is available to everyone. So the question is, you have any medical students opportunity? The question is, in this case, no. So let's see how we go forward with other questions. We had received a request from Nepal where they should apply to submit the visa in Nepal for the Greek visa officer. So I know personally that the Greek embassy for Nepalese is in India. But I know as well that in Nepal, there is an agency who deal directly, a visa agency who deal directly with the Greek embassy. We can look this into a second stage. When you have the candidate, then logically we can help you, we can make a research. But I presume if you are from Nepal, you maybe can contact the Greek embassy in India, and we can share this information with you. But so far, I know there is an agency in Nepal who handle the application from the Greek embassy, and I presume the interview will be done in Nepal as well, not in Delhi. But the best way is always to contact the Greek embassy in Delhi, because maybe yesterday was like this and tomorrow they change the way. So what I say today maybe is not correct tomorrow. So just to clarify this point, it's always best to contact the Greek embassy and ask them. Please, Sandra, continue with the presentation.
Yes, okay. So let me proceed. Okay. Let's go now to the entry requirements for the degree programs. The degree programs are the normal programs. First of all, the normal programs start in October, not February, okay, in October. And of course, again, they have to submit an online application form in English through the website of the ELGS. There is a specific link where the degree is. They select first the degree and then they go to the application form. They need a passport or an ID. They need the high school degree. It's the same actually as before, an undergraduate degree or a higher degree for master's or other higher degree. a transcript of records, certificate of proficiency for English. Here we have a different score. ELGS minimum score is 5.5. And of course, we accept all equivalent certifications in English. Again, there is a registration fee of 50 euros. And there is, of course, the personal statement of 400 to 600 words and some reference letters to be sent directly from the referee to the email of the program. I proceed.
Yes.
The normal applications are open until May. Again, you need to do the application as early as possible. And here for the foundation, again, we said the same things, but please start and apply on September so as to have time for the foundation. And if you can, for the degree, if you have students for the degree programs as well.
Yes, Sandra, this is very important what you mentioned again. We have to repeat this one more time, and I repeat this every time. For the one who just joined us, we had a workshop in Greece about 2 weeks ago. We visited the campus of EPLO in Athens. My colleague was there with other agents coming from India, Nepal, and Pakistan, and the UAE, and they all get the visa. But they get the visa because they started 4.5 months before. So the one who started 3 months before the tour in Greece was too late. They was not able to get the visa. So this is the reason why we have the workshop today, because we want to explain you that for Greece, it takes 5 months to get the visa, 5 months. This is why we want to have the application, if you are interested to work with EPLO University in September, in August, September, you can start to apply, even in July. If you have students, just start to apply so the academic staff can start to organize all the documents for the interview in September, because the foundation will start on the 1st of February. And if we calculate it, September, October, November, December, January is 5 months. 5 months. This is a timing. And this is not because of us, but it's because of the situation here in Europe. It takes 5 months, but they receive the visa. I can say, I can prove this, people from Nepal, people from Pakistan, from the UAE, from India receive the visa to go to Greece. And this is the win-win. And for this reason, I suggest you seriously to consider this opportunity, especially for the students can start the foundation for bachelor and foundation for master. So there are 2 types of foundation. You can continue now with the second part, which is the bachelor. The bachelor fee, yes, please.
I just wanted to say that about the degrees, we have different, of course, tuition fees, and there you can get 30% for the tuition fees as a commission. For the Athens campus, the bachelor degrees are at 9,900 euros per year, and for the masters, 13,000. But we have this LLM in international economic law that costs 20,000, and the foundation course, as mentioned, 4,000. And for the Portuguese campus, we have this master's in global rule of law and democracy, which is a very special degree, and because it's launched now, it has the special price of 4,900 euros. Every research degree, which is remote, I again repeat, it is remote mainly. You just do 1 week here in Athens, skills courses and research skills and that kind of thing, and then you can do it remotely with the professor. The research degrees, though, are 15,000 per year. So for these degrees, you might not even need the visa. That's my thinking behind it. So if you want your students to have a degree, for example, they have, of course, to follow the course, and they have to do their thesis, which is not easy thing. I want to clarify that. We are not like a university giving fiction degrees. We are very serious in what we do. So just take into consideration that this specific research skills might not even, they will just come with a tourist visa. They do, let's say, 10 days of courses, and then they go and they go one-to-one, we match them with a specific professor, and they work on their thesis.
Sandra, I have two questions that I want to ask you. I want to go a step back because you start to speak about the commission. So 20% commission is for the foundation,
Yeah.
correct? Start in
I
February.
think I will have it somewhere.
Yes,
I will
yes.
go on to that.
Yes.
About the commissions. Give me one moment, please.
Yeah.
Okay, just here we are.
Okay, so 20%. Yeah, 20% for the commission for the foundation. And then we have 30% commission for the bachelor for the first 10 students. Is this correct?
No, for any student.
For every student, okay. Then I want to point out this commission is for the campus in Greece, not for the one in Portugal.
20% for the one in Portugal.
Okay, so 20% for the master in Portugal, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so can we go down again to the, it's possible that the student, but technically yes, it's possible for the students to do the foundation in Athens and then do the master in Portugal.
Do the foundation in Athens and do the master in Portugal.
Yes.
I believe it is possible, yes, but they have to go into the visa process in Portugal.
Logical. No, I just thinking loud, you know, because both are part of the European Union. If they get the visa for Greece, then automatically, if it's the same university, then they can eventually consider to do the master in Portugal. I mean, they do the foundation in Greece and then move to Portugal for do the part of the master. I have another question from Mr. Kumar, and it's very good questions. I like this type of questions. That he put this information on the chat system as well. In refer of the documents, need the documents to be translated in Greek?
No, I think it's in English.
No, in English. No, if I remember last year, everyone did this in English, so there is no. Okay. So everything is in English. The program is in English as well. Just to clarify this, the program is in English. So the document to the Greek embassy is in English. Then if maybe the Greek embassy will ask for a medical, I don't know, a medical, you know, sometimes some country now put inside that every student need to do a checkup, a body checkup, and then translate this in the local language. If this ask, I don't know, to be honestly. Now let's go continue with the presentation, Sandra. Interesting to go.
Okay, I want to emphasize in this slide, just to recap, we have the non-refundable fee of 50 euros, then we get 30% commission on all levels for the Athens campus, especially for the Portuguese campus, which is, I remind you, a very low fee. It is a special fee. You get commission 20%. It is, of course, valid for bookings made until May 2025 for the intake of October 2025 or for the intake of the February foundation. For the undergraduate programs, what is unique here is that you get commission for all 3 years. We want your students to stay with us. So it's not just for the first year, you get 20% for the second year and 10% for the third year. So this is something important. You do not have a restriction in how many students you can bring in. And the tuition fee is paid in 2 installments, one prior to the commencement and one before the first exams, that is in January. We pay the commission within 2 months of the end of student payment deadline. For the foundation and also for the masters in Portugal, there is a 20% commission, and the application deadline for the foundation, please take into consideration, it is not the January part, because you need to have it early enough to have it by, let's say, October, so as to gain the time to be early and proximate with the Greek embassy. It is paid in one installment prior to commencement of the courses. I'm just going back to show you a bit the premises and the guest house that you haven't seen. Okay.
I want to add some points, Sandra. We had some late agent who joined us and maybe did not part of the first presentation. There is no tuition fee to pay in advance, zero. The only fee to pay in advance is the registration fee, €50, which is not refundable. The tuition fee must pay after visa, but before arrive in Greece, okay? So there is no refundable, zero. Then, logically, if is an embassy who asks the candidate to pay a deposit to the university, like as explained before with this student from Kenya, that they ask for a deposit, then the students should pay a deposit. And if they pay a deposit and if they get the visa, everything is fine. If not, if they are not getting the visa, the university will refund 100% of the deposit they pay in a timing from 1 to 3 months, just to make this very, very informed to you. There is no scholarship. I mean, for €4,000 foundation, there is zero scholarship. You have 20% commission. And in regarding of the English level, I will re-explain this one more time. There is 4.0 IELTS for the foundation or equivalent. So there are many English certificates that the university is accepting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me, there is, of course, in the presentation, you can see a video of the premises and so on. This is the premise 1 hour from Athens. This is the undergraduate degree premises. It is by the Poseidon Temple. And you can see some pictures here of the premises. And, sorry. And also, this is the premises in Athens, in the center of Athens. We do have a guest house. It has, let me show you here. Okay, we do have a guest house at Legrena, 1 hour from Athens, 15 single, double or triple occupancy bedrooms with a common usage of a fully equipped kitchen and open air sports and gardens facing the Aegean Sea. It is currently, the guest house is being renovated, and also when the agents came here, they saw the renovation, they experienced the fact. We offer the guest house with limited places because, as I said, we have 15 single, double, or triple occupancy. So we approximately accommodate 40 people. For single occupancy, it's €350 per month. 600 euros for, for double occupancy, 350 euros per month, and 600 euros for single occupancy. And if you decide to use the campus and you are staying outside of the campus, then the bus is 150 euros per month for commuting, for using the bus. Now, what I would like to say, we didn't talk about living expenses. Living expenses in Greece are approximately, we could say, they will need for a year from 7,000 to 12,000. So it's approximately 1,000 per month. If they are staying outside of the campus, if they're commuting, so on, okay? So they will need approximately that amount. And they will need to have deposited in a bank, not as many times Richard has said, not just before applying, but some months before. So try to ask your students to deposit in a bank early in advance so that they have it when they apply approximately 3-4 months in advance. Okay, Richard, I'm sure you can elaborate on that.
Absolutely, absolutely. What I want to tell to every agent who is with us today, you will need to sign up an agreement with EPLO University. So we will do a follow-up email by tomorrow, and we will send you the agreement. You need to sign the agreement, create a PDF, and send the PDF. Do not send photos, please, but print out, sign, make a PDF, and send this back to the university. So that is
and
very...
stamp it, also stamp it.
Yes. As for the Greek law, you need to stamp, please stamp every page, stamp, go out, buy a stamp, stamp every page. So the Greek law requested this, sign and stamp every single page. You will have an agreement directly with EPLO University. This is as well something very good for you. And logically, if you have, let's presume you are based in Nepal, in Bangladesh, in Nigeria, in Switzerland, in Indonesia, whatever you are placed in this world, if you have maybe 20, 50 students at once, not 1 or 2, but maybe 20 or 50, and you want to organize a webinar with EPLO University, you can easily contact me or Sandra or Mrs. Panoraya, and we will help you. We will organize a webinar. You bring all the students together, and we can help. Logically, you have to bring some good numbers, you know, so not only for 1 or 2, but if you have a very, very good number of students, we will more than happy to support you and to give a presentation to your students at once. This is a good strategy to welcome many clients at once. So we are here to helping you, to support you in marketing, and to assist you with your students. On top of that, I want really to say that EPLO University is fully helping the students to get the visa. So they sent the letter of confirmation, they send a letter to the Greek embassy. So they're really here to helping you. But what I ask you as a professional is prepare your students for the interview, because every student, when you apply them, will need to do an interview. So I will send you a credibility test interview. Share this with your students. Make sure that your students study exactly, not exactly, that they study EPLO University, the program they choose. They should know in and out where is the campus located. They should know exactly which program they booked in. They should know exactly the cost. They should explain why they choose this university, why they choose Greek, etc., etc., etc. So it's important that you really help us in teaching your students how to answer correctly in a professional way. And please make sure that your students are not using any books, because I know personally, Sandra knows this as well, Mrs. Panoraya as well. They had many interviews last year, and unfortunately, a good number of students show up with a book, you know, everything was written in the book. No, it doesn't work like this. The students need really to prepare themselves, and you need to explain this to your students. You need to explain to them that it's fundamental, the preparation. It's not a joke, it's not a game. It's not about, if you feel that the students want to go to Greece only to get the visa, don't apply them, don't. You have to make sure that your students want to go to Greece, to EPLO University, do the program, be serious, do the foundation program, and then go for the bachelor or do the foundation, the pre-master, because they have 2 foundations, one for the bachelor and one for the master. If they do the foundation for the master, then after they can do the master, they even can consider an options, but we have to see if this is possible with Portugal, that they can switch to Portugal to do the master over there. But the fundamental part is that you have to make sure that your students are genuine on this. This is very, very important. We have all your email address. We have everything as you register to be here with us today. So we have all your details, and we will send this to you. Again, Mr. Kumar Sudesh, yes, if you have 20 or 50 students, we can organize an online webinar and support you. Absolutely, there is absolutely not a problem. and would like to speak. Mr. Mohammed Shafiq want to speak. Mr. Shafiq, please come on board. If you want to say something, you're more than welcome. Nice to see you here.
Hello, good morning to everyone and good afternoon. Well, I am Mohammed Shafiq from Pakistan, and I would like to have some questions like does the from Pakistani student having an intermediate like the +2, which is called 12 years of education, so they can get admission directly for the bachelor or the foundation year? Sandra?
I'm not sure I understood your question. There is an intermediate, you said that it's a high school degree. That is what you're referring. Yeah. Okay. They will have to submit this high school degree within the online application form. It asks you to upload it, and it will be assessed by the admissions committee. And I mean, it's not the only case that we have from Pakistan. We have many people that have come in from Pakistan. The only thing is that, especially for Pakistan, we had many students that did not meet the criteria of admission, either by us or by the embassy. So make sure, Mohammed, that they are students that are wishing to, because it's a peculiar discipline. I know it's not something that it's very common. So what you need to check with your students is that they are interested in that. Panorea, do you want to add something with regards to the high school degrees and the transcript that Mohammed was talking about?
No, it's more what I said before. It's the whole profile of the student. Of course, we're looking for high-end students, but if it's a student with a good profile, with good English, that shows motivation, we are happy to accept him and during the interview. And if we see that it's a student that it's new, it has to do something more, we have the foundation course.
And yes, I have the question. For the law graduate, the student who completed law degree from Pakistan, some of the students are like the bachelor here in Pakistan is law degree 3 years, but now the 5 years degree. Will they be the IELTS? They will be exempted the IELTS, or they need a IELTS score, or the English or the test is accepted for them for the IELTS?
If they, Mohammed, if they have followed an English course,
Yes.
it is considered as an English certification. But of course, the admission committee will get into details with that.
Okay. How much time it take for the admission? The admission committee?
It takes 2 weeks to reply, more or less.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Okay. And like the tuition fees after.
Find the common time slot for the interview.
Okay. Okay. Then the interview will be issued. First, you will issue the unconditional letter. Conditional letter. Then the student will go for the interview. Or after accepting the application, student will go for the interview. Then after having an interview, student will get an offer letter.
Nora, will you respond to that?
I could not hear.
One second.
Sorry, I didn't get the question. I'm sorry. Can you repeat, please?
Yes, the student will submit the application online. Okay, after 2 weeks, student will get an conditional letter, or student will be notified that he is accepted, and now there will be an interview, and after having an interview, student will get an offer letter, or before that?
That's correct, as you said.
Yes, it's just as you said, you will get an offer letter that can be submitted to the visa for the visa procedure, for the visa to apply for the visa.
And the full year fees is required in advance.
Acceptance letter, as we say.
Yeah. And the full fees will be required to get the final offer letter?
No, you don't need the full fees. That's what we said. You can just deposit the 50 euros.
50 euro, okay.
after the visa acceptance, then you need to deposit the fees. If we are talking about the foundation, then it's full fees. If we are talking about the degree programs, then we have 2 installments. Or it might be better to put the full fees in, because then you get the full amount of commission in.
Okay.
Okay, so
well, thank you very much for the clarification.
I want to point out something, Mr. Shafiq, as you're here.
Yes.
I want to point out something.
Yes, Richard.
Yes, I know you are a specialist from Pakistan. I know you since many years.
Yes.
And I know that you work a lot with the UK university, and you're very professional on this.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure, Mr. Shafiq. The point here is something else, and is something in between. Let me re-explain this one more time. I think maybe you can help us here.
Yes, please.
EPLO University get many applications from Pakistan, many, okay? And the experience they had was not such a good experience. I must telling you this, the reality of the situation. Now, I'm thinking there is a gap in between. And if we can fill out this gap, it will be very good. And the gap is the following. The universities say, for us, we only need 50 euro to do for the registration fee, and we send you the letter that you can apply for the visa. We send the letter to the Greek embassy. But unfortunately, for many reasons, it doesn't work with Pakistan in this way. It doesn't work. What I suggest, as we're working in this industry since many years, I suggest that your students from Pakistan will pay a deposit. They don't have to, but I will suggest to pay a deposit to the university, which can be as well 1,000 euro, just to show to the Greek embassy that this is a genuine student. And the EPLO University, in case they will not get the visa, they will refund 100%. In the time limit, 1 to 3 months, they say before. Sandra, is this correct with this information that I was giving?
Yes, it is correct.
Yeah, this is a suggestion that I can give, because on my view, Mr. Shafiq, because I know you now start, you get a lot of students. I know this from the beginning. You can easily get 50 students just with one check in hand. I know you, and I know your company. But the problem is between, you lose a lot of time and energy, and then maybe the situation is not like you was expecting in terms of the visa. And for this reason, on my view, the best is for Pakistan. They should show that they made a deposit. It can be 500 euro, can be 1,000 euro, can be 2,000, whatever, just to show to the Greek embassy that this is a genuine student.
And they usually ask for a deposit for their living fees. So they need to have a deposit, especially for India. They ask for the amount to be able to live in Greece. So if they have 7,000, 8,000 euros deposited, like 3 months before, let's say, then they are they are more easy to get the visa.
You're talking about the accommodation, Sandra, now?
I'm talking about the living fees, the living expenses, because it could be accommodation, but also food. But the embassy needs to know that they have the amount to live, to support themselves in Greece. So that is why they ask for, in advance, to have the living expenses deposited in a bank, so that they know that this person, when they come to Greece, they will be fully, how do you say?
Yeah, this can be a plan
support.
B as well. They deposit some money in the bank account in Pakistan. They show that they have the money. Mr. Shafiq, I suggest you to speak to the Greek embassy and to understand how far you can go.
Well, what I can do, Richard, if you can one thing. If the Sandra can email to the Greek embassy that our representative, Mr. Shafiq, will be visiting the Greek embassy to have an meeting on behalf of the university to understand the visa condition, what exactly are the requirements for Pakistani. Like I do for the French colleges, I visit them and they get a proper, the training session from them, what exact requirement are, how much bank statement is required, what documentation is, and what the things they consider the student to be a genuine student. So by this way, I can travel to Islamabad and have a meeting with the Greek embassy on behalf of the EPLO University.
I think this is a very good idea, Mr. Shafiq. Sandra, can we arrange this? I will send you an email, Sandra, and I will CC to Mr. Shafiq after this meeting today. And so let's see if we can go to a step, because Mr. Shafiq is working since, I don't know, 20, 25 years now in even more in the application process, and he's well known in the UK market. At least I know him from the UK market. Maybe he's well known as well in Australian market. I don't know, but just speaking what I know. And we have to go into this step, Sandra, to get in contact with the Greek embassy, speaking about Pakistan, speaking about what really they need, they want to see from a student in order for them to make sure that he's genuine. If they tell us a list, so we know and we go from them. I mean, and this can be done as well for our Nepalese colleague here or the Indian one. We can really go step by step in every 4 or 5 big embassy and ask them if they can help us on this. And on top of that, for example, in Pakistan, Mr. Shafiq will be then able to go to Islamabad, to the capital, and have a meeting with the Greek embassy face to face, so that they know each other. They get,
it will be better to understand each other. Be understanding when you are having a face to face, you understand better to each other. So what exactly the requirements are, what they are saying instead of the email. So by this way, what we after having I am sure that we will get a successful meeting with the Greek embassy. Once we done, then we will invite to the University to Pakistan. If we have a successful meeting, we will invite them. And in one intake, 40 to 50 students is not a problem.
I know this. This is true, Sandra. This is true. I mean, let's go into this direction.
Okay, perfect. And you can send us, of course, if what you would like us to, Richard, you can coordinate that.
I will coordinate everything.
Please send like a sample that you have done with other universities, and we'll do that. Okay, don't worry.
I will. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shafiq. Have a great day in the meeting.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's very,
Richard, do you want to upload something here, or you'll do it directly?
No. We do it and then an email, a follow-up email, etc.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we will.
Please.
I will write email to Richard regarding this for the meeting, and Richard will coordinate you when you are going to email to the embassy. Then we will, you can copy me in that email, so they can have an idea that you have copied me, and I will send you my details, because the embassy required, when I have to go to the embassy will require my identity number as well as Pakistan ID number, which I will share on the email instead of here. I cannot share with anyone. I can share with Richard my identity, not with everyone.
Thank you, Shafiq. Thank you very much, Mr. Shafiq.
Okay,
Fantastic. You're welcome. So this was very, very interesting. If any other agents want and are really convinced, we are here to listen, to help, to support. This is why we have this workshop today, because if we manage to get your students, you will get your commission, the university is happy, I'm happy, everyone is happy, and this is the fundamental of the cooperation together.
लग गया
Okay, so we have here some picture from the campus, which we show in the beginning. I will share logically the video that we show in the beginning, so you can have a look. I will give a copy of this webinar of today, so you can have a little bit more details. In the meantime, we have another question, in this case coming from Nigeria. Please hope Nigeria students have good chance in admission process and visa process. Okay, I want to point out something about Nigeria. There are a lot of Nigerian students study in Greece at the moment, in other university. I know this personally because I follow this business since many years, and I know that a good number of Nigerian students study here. So I think as well here, the situation is all about the genuinity of the students. But we will work out on this as well. We will try to contact the Nigerian embassy as well, the Greek embassy in Nigeria, and we will ask them as well the same question we will ask at the Greek embassy in Pakistan, in Islamabad, and we will do the same with the Greek embassy in New Delhi, and any other countries requested. We are here to assist you anyway with everyone. Let's go back one more time to the LLM duration. The LLM duration, usually, if I remember well, is
3 years.
3 years. Okay.
Sorry, the LLM you said, huh?
Yeah.
1 year. 1 year. All master's degree is 1 year.
1 year. Okay. Now, just to clarify this point. So the master is 1 year and the bachelor is
3 years.
3 years. Perfect. So this is something very important for everyone to know. And we can see there's Mrs. Panoraya is writing down and reply the message to the agent. If you have more questions, just type down the questions on the chat system. As you can see below on Zoom, there is a chat system. You can put your questions there, and we are more than here to helping you. So let's go to Portugal for a second. So Portugal, do they need to have an additional agreement with Portugal?
No, they do the agreement with us, but they need to apply to the Portuguese embassy for that.
Oh, obvious. And are the conditions the same, like 50 euro registration fee?
Yeah, it's the same.
The tuition fee you mentioned before, so
4,900.
4,900 for the master. Starting.
But it's just to clarify, this is a very theoretical master. It needs to be, they need to have like a background in law in their own country, and it's a bit theoretic. So for the masters in Portugal, it's called Masters in Global Rule of Law and Democracy. It is a bit theoretic for those who are jurists, who are professionals in the law, in the legal profession. And they need to have like a theoretic knowledge about the rule of law globally. So it is a bit, it is a special profile. I don't know if you'll find that in your countries, but just mentioning, okay?
Okay. So in the follow-up email we will do, Sandra, maybe send me short information about this. What is needed? They need to have a bachelor in law, technically.
They need to have a bachelor in law, yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, boom. I think that many students have a bachelor in law. So this is absolutely not an issue on this one. Okay, Portugal is as well a good alternative. And the application process for Portugal is the same system here?
Yeah, the same system. They go through the same portal. They just get into the degree they want. They follow the application. For each one, they have a different application form. And for the payment portal, they're also directed. I have the link here to provide the 50 euro registration fee, even with credit card.
Okay. Questions. They cannot do the foundation in Portugal?
No, they need to do it in Athens.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, in Athens.
Okay.
Just one
but to say yes, that this is a master, as Sandra said, that this is high-end master. I mean, it's a master for for professionals, for people that have already good knowledge of European law and European governance and international law. So it's not of international.
Sorry, I had to put that down because there was some confusion. Can you please?
Yes, sure. So the rule of law master is a high-end master. So
Wow.
it's not that you don't need a foundation in order to get that. If you want to do this master, you can. Your profile doesn't need a foundation course. If I am clear.
Okay, fantastic. You're very clear. So this is very clear. So Sandra, I think we are coming to an end. If you maybe want to finalizing the presentation and give some additional information, you're more than welcome.
For me, it's okay, Richard. I think we are done here, okay?
Okie dokie, fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will do a follow-up email. We will send you all the detail, and we will invite them who are very serious interested for a second meeting in the next 2 weeks to follow up with the visa process. And this is fundamental. So we are ready to bring you all the information concerning the visa process and how to prepare the students. I want to thank everyone to be here with us today. It was my pleasure. I hope everyone has a good health and happy, good business. And I'm looking forward to welcome you in one of my next workshops. In the meantime, I would like to thank Mrs. Panoraya to be here with us today. It was my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Then I want to say thank you to Sandra as well to be here and to explain about.
Thank you for hosting us, Richard. And we are here to help anyone who needs some specifics. We can always respond. Please, Richard will share my email if anything needs somebody. If somebody needs some extra questions, we are here to help. Okay.
Fantastic. And again, thank you very much. We keep in touch and I hope to welcome a lot of students from you to EPLO University. You take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.